What's going on, everybody? Coach Steph, and I'm here with Anthony. Anthony joined our program back in like end of December, beginning of January. So he's been in around 4 months because it's the beginning of May. Anthony, do you mind just introducing yourself just so people have a good understanding of what you do for work and who we're chatting with?
Hi guys, my name is Anthony. I'm in federal law enforcement. I'm on a investigator, I guess by day, and then I'm also on a task force, federal task force. So yeah, that's pretty much my as far as work.
Yeah.
Pretty demanding at times. So
Yeah. And we work with a lot of law enforcement, all different realms. I'd say at the time of this video, May of 2025, we're like 60% law enforcement. It's pretty heavy in our program, law enforcement and fire, mostly. Um, and what made you join the program in the first place? Because I think that's important for people to know, like where you were, headspace, physical, that you wanted to possibly explore getting a coach.
initially, I mean, obviously, I saw the advertisements online, um, and seeing what the structure was. I think that was the biggest key for me was the structure that was going to be presented. There was it looked like some accountability during this process, which I think is needed. And I think those are the two biggest key factors for me was a structured program and the accountability that is going to be presented to me. That's, it's obviously going to hold you to what you want to do.
Yeah. So why do you feel the accountability and structure was important to you?
The structure for me is important because I get to go on a path, right? So, whatever my day is going on, I know I can just turn to that. I don't have to think about a plan. It's already there, and I know I can execute it. I could just say, all right, this is what I got to do today. Go get it. Um, and the accountability side of it, it's so that what you put in is what you're going to get out. So if you're half-assing it, you're obviously not going to get the results you want. So we all want results. We all want to see it. Sometimes we're lazy behind things, but you obviously know if you're lazy, it's gonna, the result's it's gonna speak. So the accountability for me was kind of there, and I wanted to have that just so I can get the results I was looking for.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to touch on that in a second. I want to circle back. Let's just talk about what most people are probably wondering. 4 months in, because we do a lot of our interviews like 3, 4 months in. We do some 6 and 12 months and beyond too. But like 4 months into the program, walk me through what your progress has been with your physique, performance, just the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, so I would say initially some of the weight came off. Like I would say the first like month or two was kind of like any program, it came off.
Yeah.
It came off, and then there was you could start to see like the word body composition, right? Recomp.
Mhm. Yeah.
You could start to see that. You could start to see your arms showing more, your stomach showing more, your back showing more, and then the weight's still going down. So for me, I know that if I in a prolonged, structured, being accountable in this kind of program, I just know that it's going to keep going in the direction I want it to.
Well,
So,
yeah. What were your
uh,
goals when you first came in? Like, I mean, obviously you wanted structure, you wanted the accountability, but for what? Like when you thought about working with Pursuit, you're like, hey, I want to like get to a certain weight, I want to increase strength. Like, what were those big things for you?
um, I would say on a small scale was like I wanted to be like 15, 20 pounds down. I obviously wanted to feel better, my clothes to feel better. But ultimately, I'm going to bring it back to like being in work related things where, I'm out there, 4 or 5 hours, you're out on the job and you're starting to feel sluggish. Like I wanted that to go away. And obviously,
Hmm.
I'm in my early 40s, so I know time's not, it's not on my side and say let's say that so to say, but that doesn't mean I can't be where I want to be. So like my ultimate goal is to say, hey, I want to be able to be in the best shape I can be.
Yeah,
And just from seeing the program, that's kind of like where I was like, hey, this is a good start.
sure. Well, 4 months in, how do you feel like your progress has been on you being 20 pounds down? Increasing your strength, cardio, obviously your, just your endurance and energy and gas tank.
It's good. So like throughout like the program, right? Like certain exercises, I guess are kind of like put back into the program to see like where you were or even like a cardio session where Coach Mike in this instance was like, hey, I'll kind of like uh, cycle your cardio sessions, and I can see improvements there, um, and stuff like that. And I mean, there's a confidence also, right? Like I think like if I had to go do whatever, I'm not gonna like in the back of my head like, damn, I'm out of shape. Like I already know that like, hey, I've been working out pretty damn hard for 4 months here. Like I'm not gonna worry about like whatever it is, running up the damn stairs with whatever tools that we need or whatever it is. Like I kind of have a much better confidence. Like I can do the task at hand.
Yeah. That's a good feeling, man, right? It's like you're putting in the work so you know you're prepared. And I think that that goes underlooked a lot. Like you never know what is going to happen at work. Super unpredictable, right? It's like the first responder, law enforcement community. And we can train all we want, but like I've seen it again. These guys are like, I'm in pretty good shape, but they know subconsciously they kind of been not skating it.
Yep.
And so they
Yep.
either don't put themselves in the position or they go hard and their body's like, yeah, no. But it's a good feeling, right? To be like, I like whatever you want to throw at me. You just show up different. You walk with your chest out a little bit more. You're probably a little more alert. What about like your longevity? Because you said, hey, when I'm on shift for, or doing something for 4 or 5 hours, like I just can feel it. Do you feel like that endurance has increased?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's the one thing I do like about like this program is like like there's like a mobility aspect of it, right?
Mhm.
And that's kind of overlooked, I think, in just like fitness. At least it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
And the fact that this is introduced into that, I think that goes a long way with like when you're out there and doing things. It's like you just feel, I don't know, you just feel different. I don't know really how to put it into exact words, but like there's definitely the longevity of that, and I think that's a key component. Is like there's a mobility aspect of this whole entire thing that could definitely translate.
Yeah, it's highly overlooked. I overlooked it for 10 years of my lifting. So, I was like not very flexible, not very mobile, strong, wrestler, like explosive, but I was getting like little injuries. And I felt like after I hit 32, I'm like almost 35 now, I felt unathletic. That's like the easiest way. Like I didn't feel broken, even though I had some terrible injuries. I know you had some injuries too coming into this. I just felt like way older than I was, right? I'm like, man, I feel like just I don't feel quick. I don't feel flexible. I just don't feel young physically. And then transitions a little bit mentally. And it wasn't until, Coach Mike was actually a big catalyst of me training a little bit different, which is why I brought him on the team and doing some of that mobility and range work. It's overlooked with, the tactical fitness, specifically law enforcement and fire. But like if you're mobile, which is not just flexible, like I'm sure he's explained it, they're a little bit different and you have mobility, you have control in your end ranges, you feel a little more bulletproof, right? Which is great. Specifically, I mean, fire, yes, but law enforcement, let's say you got to tackle somebody and you're rolling with them on the ground. Dude, if you're like super tight, you're going to possibly tear something, get super injured. But if you're kind of mobile and then there's transition to your lifting too, right? You're like your lifts get stronger, you're less pain, so you can go train again the next day. Like it's just all around very helpful, which is why we put in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I played sports my whole life and stuff like that, and just to see, certain times like throughout the week, like I'll have a lift, on Monday, Tuesday, and I'm like, damn, I feel like I just did this. I did a workout on Monday that I probably, in a normal aspect without the structured program, I probably wouldn't touch. But it's I don't know, it's like introduced the right way, and the way it's just handled is like it's like spot on. So
Yeah.
it's like I just kind of trust the whole program as far as I know. Like if coach says, hey, this is the lift we're doing on Thursday, and in my head I'm like, oh man, I did legs on Monday or something like that, and they're still a little tight, but you know the way that the lifts are presented, they just I don't know, they make you feel better at the end of the workout. So it's real good.
Good. So let's touch on a couple things. Is this the first online program you've done?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a couple inquiries on other ones, but this is the first one I guess pulled the trigger on, so to say.
Right. And I throw that out there because probably 90 to 95% of our clients, first online coach they've ever worked with. So there's some healthy skepticism, right? Like, dude, I see ads all the time. Is this person sketchy or are they just another bro? Like all the normal things, and it's good. And I'm glad we do interviews like this because I'm like, no, we're none of those things. Like we have good coaches, we have a good program. It's fully customized. Um, Walk me through how, I mean, I know you're saying structure wise, the programs worked well for you for your schedule, right? Which is important for law enforcement, correct?
Yeah.
For where you are physically, it's obviously getting you the physical results, lowered body fat, increase your mobility and strength. Cardio is a little bit better. So, very 360 approach, which is what we want. But how's just like your interactions been? Because I feel like if I hired an online coach, my biggest concern, obviously, can they get me results? Yes, the proof's in the pudding for us, but like, do you have good customer service? Like, is the coach quick to respond? Does he actually give me thorough check-in? Is he easy to get a hold of? Like, how's that process been?
Um, yeah, no, that's awesome. So, I mean, obviously I have Coach Mike. He's super responsive. I mean, if I anything I throw out there, whether it was nutrition, workout related, certain things throughout, I don't, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, he's super responsive. And it's helpful. So it's not like a detriment to anything in the program. So, um, diet wise, tweaking the diet, tweaking your lifts. Like he said, I don't care about the weights. I want to see you go up in weight, but I'm not going to push you to do like a specific weight. Like I'm going to, in the program, indicating like, hey, do this lightweight, do this certain weight, try to go heavy on the weight. And if I, whatever, after usually at the end of every workout, there's, a chance for you to give a little bit of feedback. I'll always give some type of feedback. Hey, I struggled on this or I struggled on that. And he'll either, he'll attack that immediately. Like, hey, I'll fix that for the next time, or hey, maybe do this. Even to the point where he's like, hey, film this certain exercise. Let me see how your body is when you're doing the lift to see if I can fix something or something like that. So he's been super helpful. That's been a major plus, and that's something that in the very beginning I wasn't sure if I actually needed like the whole coach aspect of it and stuff like that, but that part's been absolutely great.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, Coach Mike is world class, 100%. Um, and it sounds like there's just a lot of collaboration. And I touch on that a lot because there's like what other coaching, and this is not me crapping on other coaching companies, but there's what coaching companies call coaching, which is barking orders, right? Go do this, go do this, go do this. But if there's not like a conversation, right? Like, here's your feedback. Okay, great. How is this? Good. Okay, go try this. Like it's collaborative, right? And that is coaching. That is working together as a team. And you're not alone. A lot of the men from 30 to 55 years old in our program, trust me, I have all the conversations just like I had with you. And I'm not saying you said this, but most are like, man, I just need a program. Just give me a program. And I'm like, but if you've never had coaching, you don't know the difference,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm not saying a program is not what you need, but there's so many more layers. And most of you guys, right? Most of the law enforcement community have done programs. Like, you've done things online, you've got cookie cutter, your buddies, like, but getting coaching, it's not that you can't do it on your own. It collapses time and gets you better results, right? Because when I had a conversation with Pat, he's in SWAT, been lifting for his whole life. He's like, this would have taken me years. And in 3 months, I'm down, 20 pounds. I'm at this place. Like, could I have got there? Yes. But like it literally collapses time. And that's what coaching does. So, I mean, if I'm like, man, if you want to beat your head against the wall and get okay results, I'm not going to stop you. But what we try to do is, because we've worked with so many people, and like, hats off to Coach Mike for being an awesome coach and just super high level. He's done this. This is what he does all day, every single day for 15 plus years, right? That's not your job, right? It's your responsibility, and you've done really well. You've worked your ass off. You've stuck to your nutrition. You're communicative with your coach, and that's why 4 months in, you're have really good results. So like, good on you, man. Um, what do you think like your favorite thing about the program is? Like, if you could just pick like one thing that maybe even surprised you, but now is like kind of the thing that you feel like you got the most value and investment out of.
I mean, I think we just touched base on it.
Coaching.
So yeah, I mean, the coaching was, I was skeptical. I mean, you kind of just laid it all out. Not to steal the whole thing here, but like you
Yeah.
said, hey, I'm just used to a program lifting, whatever it is. But the fact that it's like it's totally curtailed to you. Um, the review of the program and Coach Mike did a good job during those weekly check-ins, explaining that like, you know, hey, this is what you've done. This is where you're at. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. I mean, he obviously has the mind to see, what
Yes.
he wants to fix, what he wants to change, and where he wants to get you. And when you go into your workouts, you give feedback, which you should during your weekly check-ins and stuff like
Yes.
that. He'll fix it or change it, adjust whatever you need. It's totally customizable to you, which is like it's such a major plus. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, looking back on it, when I was like, I don't know if I need the coaching, and you kind of said it, and it's just like, to me, that is the total upside
Yeah.
of it's totally customizable and everything you want.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I think I think your situation's super similar to a lot of our clients. Again, most of them never worked with an online coach, let alone a coach in general. So I know it's foreign, right? Like, coach, like, I was the same way when I first got one. I was an athlete my whole life, super fit. When I hired a coach, and then somebody's like, well, bodybuilders have coaches, NFL players have coaches, like highest successful business people have coaches. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. And when I got explained of the collapsing time, I'm like, well, I do want to be the best. I am a high achiever. I don't want to waste my time. I want to get there quick. Like, let's go. Like, that's my personality. I'm like, yeah, it's not I'm lazy, I'm incapable, I'm stupid. It's like, if I want to get there, yeah, can you just show me? You already have a path. Let's do it. Like that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the easiest way. What's one thing you would say? And the last question, appreciate you staying on, is obviously there's people that are going to join our program that are in a similar position. I have calls with cops almost every single day. If they were in a kind of a similar situation for you, like what would you say to that person that is maybe on the fence, skeptical, or just watching this wanting to get more info?
I would guess if you're looking for something that's going to challenge you, it's probably the reason why you clicked on the page or something like that, right? And you're trying to get somewhere where you're not where you want to be, and you're currently not happy with your physique or your fitness level, or I don't know, the way you performed at your job for whatever task that was, and you want to get better at it. Like this is where you want to be, because I like it's just, to me, it's like I guarantee you that plan, it's like a professional plan. You don't go into somewhere, professional race car driver, like, yeah, I drive my car every day, but that doesn't mean I could be a professional race car driver. Here, there's like, you're dealing with, like, you guys are straight professionals on how to get someone in that shape, dealing with the physical, dealing with the nutrition, like all that stuff is curtailed to you, and it's going to get you where you want to be.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it, is if you're just not happy and you want that plan, it's like, this is it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. And I'm very selective with the coaches we hire. When I do interviews with Coach Mike, I only get good feedback. I know he's a high level coach. And for you listening, I hire coaches that are as good, if not substantially better than me. That's running a business, right? Is hiring people that I know that are freaking killers, that are smart, and you could tell Coach Mike is not only is he educated, but he's passionate about what he does, right? So
Yeah,
it's not just a job. It's not just like a checking in with you, like this dude nerds out on fitness and training, and I need that. All of our coaches are the same way too. Like I need somebody that is just all in and on fire, and he eat, breathes, and sleeps it. Because like that's our job. Your job is your job, right? And the one thing I know about this community, which is part of the reason I love working with you guys, is if you do have a plan, and if you're somewhat emotionally bought in, like you're like, hey, I know this is designed for me. You can go execute. It's not all butterflies and rainbows. Like you got to do the work. Like you said, it's challenging you, but like I know you can do it. But when we sit there and we're like, oh yeah, come up with your own plan and write it, and they're like, dude, I'm so busy, bro. Like I don't have
yep,
time to sit there and write my face. I'm like, I know. That's why we're
yeah.
here, right? So we can do our thing. You guys can do your thing. And we've proven time and time again that, if you commit, you'll get results. So, yeah, dude, we're super proud of you. Coach Mike only has really good things to say about you. You're an awesome client. And I'm actually pretty pumped to see where you're going to go 4 months from now and just kind of see you chipping away, dude. So I appreciate you jumping on.
No, thanks for having me. Like I said, that longevity, like you spoke about before, you could just see, like, I just know it's going to be a very positive outcome personally, as long as I keep giving it where I'm at, I think it's going to be a very positive outcome.
Yeah. You will, dude. You'll keep putting in the work and it will just keep getting better. Fitness is a it's a forever game, which I know is kind of weird to wrap your mind around, but like you don't just like win. There's no end generally, right? You like go through different phases and you work out and take care of yourself and then that's it. And then one day you don't, right? You're gone. But like the whole point is it's kind of this evolving thing. And right now you're in a phase, and the hope is we get you super dialed in, we educate you, we empower you, we tell you the why behind things. I know you're going to leave one day. And we had this conversation in the beginning, and I have this conversation with
Yeah,
everybody. You're going to. Great. That's the point. And when you go, I hope you are more confident in the gym with your training, with making adjustments where you're like, dude, I'm good now. Thank you guys. You got me here. And like answered all my questions, and I'm just, made a transformation with you guys, and I can keep it up from here. I'm super confident. I'm like, awesome. So we're going towards that direction, chipping away, and that makes me happy.
yeah. No, I mean, at the very beginning, that same you kind of said that same line, everything, and that was like thought with being skeptic at first, but now I have pure confidence that like I know like what like you said, when it's time to go, I'm going to be very confident on where I need to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. And I get it. Like I tell people that, and I understand that it's like a weird business thing too. Like, wait, they want to get rid of me. And I tell people, well, here's the thing. I could try to keep you forever, and then you probably don't go on your own and you're unsuccessful and we don't get testimonials and feedback. Or I can actually push Anthony out and in hopes that we do such a good job at doing interviews and getting feedback that like you leave and guess what? You open up a spot for Coach Mike because we're limited, right? Like it's a very one-on-one, it's very custom. We can't take on 300 people per coach. Like that's you can't physically do that. And
Yeah,
so I'd rather have you leave eventually and then we get to help somebody else and we just cycle through, right? Like that is how we stay in business. So when I tell people I don't want to work with you forever and we're going to get you to that spot, I'm not kidding. That's why I tell the coaches too when we meet every week, hey, don't just tell your clients, hey, go do this, explain the why, educate. And that's where the education comes from. It's not, I'm sure you've like, it's not reading courses, it's not doing that other stuff. I don't want to task you with more stuff. I'd rather have your coach explain things to you, tell you the why, you ask questions, obviously, hey man, what, blah, blah, blah. And then we tell you the light bulb clicks time and time again and repetition. That's the empowerment. That's
yeah,
the education, just like OJT for your job, right? It's like, dude, again and again and again. I mean, you could sit down and do the computer click shit all day long, but like it doesn't stick versus being out on the field. And that's kind of the same thing we want to do is just repetitions with your workouts and supporting you. So I'm glad we're fulfilling on that promise, dude.
no, no, I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for jumping on.
All right, man, I appreciate it. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Appreciate it.